Hello? Hey, Sharon. How are you doing? Ooh, once again. Hi, Carla. Sharon and Carla. Christmas carols. I can't sing. I told y'all that over and over again. Listen to that. How are you all doing this evening? Please come home for Christmas. I used to cry every time that song used to come on because my uncle and cousin, my favorite cousin, they live in New York. And they don't come home for Christmas. I used to boo crying every time I hear that song. Y'all having a good evening? I was just checking to see if my granddaughter finished getting her hair fixed, y'all. Here I am. That what? You... I can't sing, y'all. Just listen to the song. Christmas and New Year's. Okay, I got all my comments coming up now. Good evening, good evening. Happy holidays, Sharon. Happy holidays, Carla. Come on in, everybody. Welcome in to everyone to Dazz Gemz today. Happy holidays. The countdown is counting down, y'all. Today is the 23rd. 2 more days, and Santa will be coming down the chimney or using that magic dust to come through the door. Remember all those stories we used to be told? I'm not gonna lie, I was a scary child when it came to Santa Claus. Baby, you wanna see me act good and wise up and be good, wait till December the 1st hit. Oops. I ain't finna do nothing. I ain't going back in the cookie jar. I ain't finna do nothing. I'm gonna be A-okay for Santa Claus. And did not try to even peep out my eyes on Christmas Eve night. Oh no. I'd be sweaty and having to go to the bathroom and scared to get out of bed, think I'm gonna run into Santa Claus. Ooh, Lord, those are the good old days. Those are the good old days. Turn that down now. I just said I'm gonna come on here and entertain a little bit, talk a couple of, things about Christmas, and if y'all see my description about, love, joy, dancing, singing, and all those good things for Christmas, and of course, having a shoulder to lean on. Let's see. Hit the like button or double tap the stream, please. And thank you, Sharon says. Thank you, Sharon. So how are you all coming along? Finished shopping? Have you started cooking, cutting up the seasoning? What are y'all doing right now, 2 days before Christmas? I haven't started cooking anything. I started throwing out, defrosting all of my meats and everything. I decided I was so babbled about what I really wanted to fix for Christmas. I wanted to get out of the tradition, but I'm still old-fashioned, so I didn't know what to do. We had turkey and whatever for Thanksgiving and baked chicken, and this time I was like, do I want some barbecue ribs? Do I want some seafood gumbo? So I said, well, I'll save the ribs and gumbo for New Year's next week. So right now, I just decided to go on and do roast with carrots and potatoes and a ham that I'm gonna turn into my own personal honey baked ham. So those are my two meats, and I'm gonna do some collard greens, and I'm gonna do some peas and carrots. I'm gonna do some collard greens, and the reason I'm doing the peas and carrots because if somebody just don't want greens because we had them for the Christmas holidays, and then we're gonna be having some for New Year's. Something green, of course. So, with that being said, I said I was going to go on and do a small bunch of collard greens for Christmas, peas and carrots, something different. And my daughter, the youngest one, she said, Mama, can I make some deviled eggs? So I normally would make some potato salad. So what I'm going to do is make a little small thing of potato salad and let her bring over her deviled eggs so she can feel like she has contributed this year to trying to help cook. So that's going to be our dinner. And like I said, then I'll turn around for New Year's and I'll do the gumbo and we'll do some smoked ribs from outdoors. And that's going to be the holiday season. And of course, Cheryl, you know, right after Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas right here in Mobile, Alabama, y'all, Mardi Gras kicks in early this year. It's going to be, I think, starting on January the 18th or something like that, January the 17th this year. And it'll be ending in the beginning of February. Instead of getting started at the end of January or the beginning of February, it's going to be ending almost around that time this year. So, you know, once Christmas hit, Thanksgiving and Christmas, then Mardi Gras, then all the holidays around here just float right behind each other, festivities. So, after my Thanksgiving, my Christmas, my New Year's, and then straight into Mardi Gras. And y'all know how we do it in Mobile for Mardi Gras. So y'all will be seeing me out there sharing my videos and my photos of the Mardi Gras floats and the, you know, the bands and the throwing candies and moon pies. And I'm thinking if I got in touch with somebody right on time, just in time, she said there was a couple of spaces left on a couple of floats. So hopefully I will be riding on a float this Mardi Gras. Instead of just standing on the sideline, I will be participating as well. So those are my plans for Mardi Gras starting in January. But for right now, we are here 2 days into Christmas, before Christmas. And I am excited because number one, I am blessed I am here. And number two, my family and friends are doing okay right now, you know. All my loved ones are doing okay. And everybody's pretty much got the same conversation. I'm just giving from the heart because things are so expensive. I'm not working. You know, different people just giving their reasons that they're not going to be giving as much as they used to give. And I'm telling everybody, including my mom and everybody, y'all don't have no explanation to give to nobody on you can't give as much as you used to give. Whatever you give, just give from your heart. Those who will be appreciative, let them be appreciative. And those who don't worry about it. Because they shouldn't be looking for the amount of the price or the name brand of a gift. As long as you're giving from your heart, then they should be willing to easily accept it. And with that being said, I'm not worried about too many people thinking about what I'm going to give them. Because I'm strictly buying for my nieces and nephews and, well, my niece and nephews. And, you know, I have a set of quadruplet nephews, you know, well, great nephews. So I had to get something for the four of them. And then my little niece that's going on 2 years old. See, all of them has been added into my little list for shopping. Then I have an older nephew, you know, that just started middle school. The rest of them, they're grown, so I'm not worried about them. Of course, my mom, my sister, and my youngest brother, something like that. My guy friend. And, of course, my 2 daughters and granddaughters. So that's enough right there being said. And I can't go through the family. And I used to be times in the day, back in the days, I used to go through the family. Uh-oh, I got to get this one, I got to get this one, I got to get this one. Time bring about a change. The pocket bring about a change, you know. And life just be lifing. And you just can't do the things that you used to do, period. And like I tell you all, like I tell you all, hey, it's not about what you're gonna give. You know, give yourself, if nothing else. Let people know that you love them. You know what I'm saying? I care for you. I love you. And when you pass down a gift and somebody's sitting there, you don't have a gift, do them Hold on, both of my daughter want to call. Time to get on live. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, y'all. Both of my daughters want to call as soon as I get on live. But I went out shopping just to pick up a last minute couple of things that we had to pick up. A few items, just a few. So we done did that. I'm in. I don't have nothing else to go out for. I thought I didn't have nothing to go out for today. But we did that in a couple of stores, and back home I came, and I just been cleaning up around the house real good and getting ready to start all my little, seasoning and cooking it first thing in the morning. And I just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a prosperous New Year's to come. I hope everybody, have a good Christmas, with family and friends, and make the best out of it. I just seen on the news also not long ago where California is looking for some great storms, mudslides and that kind of thing, parts of LA and other parts of California. So that is very disturbing. That is something right there that we need to pray about. I also seen a couple more things that hit the news today. So with that being said, if it's anybody that's in your family that's being affected by this all of a sudden storms that's getting ready to hit or anything like that, can y'all hear me? Carla, you can hear me? Okay. Yeah, so I was just saying about, I see Carla got the mic up there. You want me to sing? Speak up. But like I was saying with the storms, it's getting ready to weather down in California. And I'm looking at somebody being alleged e-bike theft. Please, oh, okay. But they're getting ready to have a mudslide in California, parts of California. And that's supposed to start up tomorrow morning on Christmas Eve. Then we have, I don't know where it happened at. Oh, yes, it was in Montgomery, Alabama, where they had the apartment complex caught a fire, and an 8-year-old little boy lost his life. Time going fast. I'm not doing much holidays different these days. I can understand that. And so, with me just announcing these things that's tragically happening in people's lives, we all have something to be thankful for. And if this is affecting any of your family members, loved ones, or friends, that the storms that's getting ready to approach in California, the apartment complex fire that happened in Montgomery, Alabama, where the 8-year-old little boy lost his life. Then I seen where 7 pit bulls was in a home and muted a grandfather of 50 years old and a 3-month-old baby. The police had to even come in and analyze some of the pit bulls that was in the home to get them off of the infant baby that was 3 months old. So, each and every day, no matter what happens, what comes up, whether it be festivities or whether we're having fun, we're gathering with family and friends, whether we're sick or whatever, we're dealing with, whether it be good or bad, there are always things that can be a little bit different or a little bit worse than what we think that we're going through. So we're going to keep, and I'm going to definitely keep all the families that's going to be affected by this storm tomorrow, all the families that's been affected by the apartment complex fire, the mutilation of the infant and the grandfather, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Everybody stands in the need of prayer during this time of the year. So we have so much to still be thankful for. Even if you couldn't go out and buy gifts, look at what those families are facing right now. And then we're already facing our own, things that we go through. that we don't even mention to people. So there are so much that we can, there is just so much that we could be thankful for. And that was in my description as well. My pastor had, prayers to everyone around the world sharing. And my pastor was talking Sunday. You know, I didn't make it for the last 2 Sundays because I was sick. I pushed myself out. I'm going to share that video I made on Sunday from our Sunday service. You all, it is doing numbers. It's on my church Facebook page that I do for the church, and I shared it on our church YouTube page, and I made a great video to end our Christmas, our Christmas service from Sunday for everybody, that was dressed in red at the church. And we all, at the end of that service, you all, my pastor was just speaking, and he got on the thing about, people, they don't have because they ask not. They don't have because of their pride. Some people can have more than what they have, but they let their pride get in the way. And the sermon that he preached, it was so touching, you all. And then at the end, he just broke down. After he was telling all of us, don't be too proud when you're not doing bad. Not just saying when it comes to money and finance, but when you're not doing too good in the heart or the mind, if something is troubling you, when you need to talk to somebody, when you need somebody, don't be so proud and to have too much pride to where you don't feel like you need a shoulder to lean on. We all need a shoulder to lean on from time to time, and if you don't, you will sooner or later. Don't ever be too where I want to put on my big boy pants, my big girl pants. I can handle it and do all things by myself, and keep everything inside of you. That's why people break down and have mental breakdowns. And I can turn this off now because I'm just really getting into my conversation now. But it is prayers and blessings for everyone going through something. Yes, indeed, including all of us, because we're all going through something. No matter what it is, we go through things in life. And let me see something. Yeah, like I was saying, Sunday, we had a great service. I'm so glad I pushed myself to go back out, after being sick those couple of weeks. It did me all the good, and the sermon was right on time. Because, sometimes we find ourselves all alone. Like you say, the song come on, what do the lonely do, at Christmas. When you have God, you have Jesus the center of your life, you're not alone. No matter what you're going through, you're never alone. So when they start singing, what does the lonely do at Christmas, and you start finding yourself feeling sad, remember that you have Jesus when you have nobody else. Remember that you're never alone, that he's always with you. Keep him in the center of your life and be the head of your life. And you will never be alone. You may not physically have people there, but remember, God is there, and he could take the place of anything and everything. So we're never alone. So when the song come on, what do the lonely do? Think about, you have Jesus, you have God. He's right there with us, and we are not alone. We're not alone. So whenever you need to cry, just cry. When you need to laugh, just laugh. When you need to talk, just talk. And when you need to walk, remember, he's walking. He's right there with you still. So don't let this Christmas holiday season come up on you and make you feel like you're alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I also was touched with the service because right at the end, like you said, we all need somebody. We all need a shoulder to lean on. Just don't have too much pride. Because, see, God put things right there where we need it. And he put it out on time. But sometimes we swallow ourselves up with pride. And we're too proud of ourselves. And we think about what people are going to say when you try to reach out. When you just need a shoulder to lean on. When you just need an ear to listen. When you just need a hug. Let people know just where your feelings are and what you need at that moment. Because he provided to us. He give it to us. We just have to reach out, and don't be afraid to just reach out and get it. It's right there. Put away your pride and let people know when you need help. When you need somebody to talk to. When you need to just cry. When you need a hug. When you need somebody to just come over. Let people know. Because, see, we're all human. And we all going to get those feelings sometime, a depressed moment, a moment of silence when you go back thinking about memories, during this time of the year. And depression and anxiety is a hell of a thing. It's a hell of a thing. And sometimes when we think that we have it all wrapped up and we got the answer and we got it all under control, the spur of a moment, we break down sometimes. I've done it. Like my pastor say, he breaks down and cries sometimes. We're not exempt from our feelings and emotions, but we just have to be lined up and put things in, perspective in the right order. Have God be the center of our lives. And through that, and with that being said, we can get through anything, even this time of the year, when you think that you're going to be, motherless, fatherless, childless, familyless, wherever you think you're going to be. Remember, you still have life. You still have the opportunity. And you do, most importantly, you still have Jesus in your life. So just reach out. Call somebody when you feel alone. And if you don't have nobody to call out at the moment, call out to God. He's there, and he will be on time. He will fulfill all of your void areas. But we just got to believe and get stronger and pray deeper and harder so that our prayers can be answered. Because he's listening and he's waiting. And believe it or not, I talk about the all of a sudden friends or the all of a sudden family member. But you do have people that can truly be your friend. And they could be a genuine friend. All I'm saying is make sure that they are your genuinely friend. Somebody who's there to be able to come in time to aid you when you're feeling down, when you're in need. Not nobody who's ganging off of your troublesome times. Somebody who's ganging off of your illness or your sickness or your down moments so that they can use them against you. Make sure when you share those sacred moments and the things that you're going through, make sure there are people that has been around you that you know and they know you. And y'all have grown to really know and y'all understand each other. And when you've been around somebody long enough, and you truly know them as a true, sincere friend, whenever you're in need, you really don't really have to say too much because they already know it. Because see, somebody around you, they know you. They feel what you feel. And they understand, and they know your demeanor, they know your smiles. They know when you're not being yourself and something is bothering you. So make sure you be around people that know you and they really are there for you. And they do have their shoulder for you to lean on. Not just at Christmas, but at any time. You always want to surround yourself with people that you can lean on. And at the end of that service Sunday, he was like, just broke down and started singing, "We all need somebody to lean on." And the whole church started singing it. And it was like a silent, peaceful, quiet moment to where everybody can feel that everybody in that church really could feel that they need somebody to lean on. They have had somebody they had to lean on. And they was real sure that they can trust in God, that he will make available to them a shoulder to lean on, even if it's Jesus' shoulder himself. So just remember that we're not strong as we think sometimes. But see, we are capable of overcoming many battles and many struggles, even if we're not the strongest at the time. But God is the strongest of all, and he will give us the strength to pull through. And he will give us a shoulder to lean on, even if it's his own shoulder. So y'all remember that, not just at Christmas, but remember that the whole year through, that he give us those shoulders. We just can't lean on everybody's shoulder. Because as soon as you lean on some people's shoulder, that's when you'll find yourself falling. Because everybody is not there with that sincere support. That's a sincere love. And I do know that this is going to be a touching time of the year for people, as it is for me. Some may be a more sensitive type of season than others. But just remember that God is with you. And he's going to see us through it like he did in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. He's going to see us through in December as well, even at Christmas time. So be great, wake up, thank God, touch the floor, know that God is still with you. Know that any bar that you are feeling, ask God to fulfill it for you and to take over and be the center of your life on that Christmas day. And you will leave that day behind like you left yesterday behind. And you will be finding yourself in more joy, feeling more love, even by the ones that's not here, because you have made God, you have made Jesus be the center of your day on that void that you may be feeling. So be great. Be great. Not just now, but be great always. And it is true. He also was like saying that, let me see what I was getting ready to say. He was saying that it was something else I wanted to share with you all, but the lean on part really got me and got the whole church lean on me. But it was another part. I'll think of it in a minute. I don't like misquoting nobody. I got to make sure I have it the correct way. Because everything about that service was touching and it was needed. Everything was touching and needed by not just a few people. It seemed like the whole church needed to hear Sunday service so that they can come out here and be missionary workers and be better toward one another. Oh, that's what it was. He said, wouldn't it be great that the same way that we go around being cheerful, being merry, being thoughtful, being loving and kind, and buying gifts and making sure that we show love and appreciation to our loved ones and our co-workers and our friends and our neighbors and so on. He said, wouldn't it be just great if we can be this way the entire year? He said, could you imagine how it would be so different if we would take these attitudes, the spending, the cooking, the gatherings, just trying to make people be joyful this holiday season? Wouldn't it be great if we could see and feel this all year long? Yeah, that was very touching right there, because it left all of us with a feeling of we need to change. That's what I got out of it. And as we was walking out to church, that's what others got out of it. That question left a lot of people thinking. And God knows, since this pastor been there, it's been a change in our atmosphere. Sometimes you need people, they say, like even with politics and stuff, you have old politicians doing the same old thing and doing it the same old way, and then people get depressed and they get tired of the same old thing, and they feel like whatever they say or do or whoever they vote for not going to make a difference. But that's the same thing even when it comes to church and school. You got the teachers teaching the same way, the same thing. Sooner or later it gets boring, and sometimes you need new life to come and add and help increase. So our church is increasingly growing with a new life. And it has everybody thinking and trying to do better. Some of the ones that was walking around, because there are attitudes and cliques and all that stuff in the church too. But some of the ones that have been walking around that just wasn't all what they claim to be, supposed to be, or should, or they want to try to be, but they show other, and you feel different. Even in the church, you got to watch people, even in the church. You know what I'm saying? So don't be fooled. And I know you all know that. You got everything in the church that you got in the club. You got everything in the church that you got on the streets. Don't be fooled. You just got to go there and get what you come to get. Like if you go out in the club, you going in there to get what you come to get. You go in the club, the church, you got to go in there and get what you come to get individually, that personal relationship you have with God. So don't think that there's not any mess in the streets. It's just as much in the church that it is on the streets. And make it so bad to men might be worse in the church because you got so many hypocrites that's up in there. They're portraying to be a child of God. They're portraying to be something that they're not. They're portraying to walk in there and be clothed, you know what I'm saying? And not nothing like what they are. So don't be fooled. You just got to go in there like I do. And I promise you I do. Y'all heard me say this. I go in there, sit by myself, get what I'm going to get, and leave. And that's exactly what I've been doing all my life. And that's why I'm saying this new life from this new pastor, he's younger. He don't just get up there and preach and, you know, he don't do all that traditional type stuff. He teaches. He breaks down things, you know. I heard you all say, I break down things. But, you know, the best way to get somebody to understand and to accept what you're trying to relate to them, you have to break things down in bits and pieces. You have to sometimes break things apart so that people can know you're not just talking, that you know what you're speaking about, because they know then you're just not talking. You're just not saying what somebody else said. You know how to break things down so people can understand it. You know how to pick things apart so people can accept it. And then you know how to give it to them what they can be acceptable to accepting the things that you are trying to get them to relate to. You can't go in there assuming people know everything. I don't care if it's somebody sitting in there 88 years old or somebody sitting in there that's 8 years old. You got to go in there, and when you're trying to relate to people, you got to get on a people's level. And getting on a people's level, that could be from the age when a toddler begins to try to listen at what's being taught, all the way up until the eldest person in the room. You got to relate to people. You have to break things down. And if you don't be careful, you know, people are listening very careful. And you have some people that really go by what the preacher or the teacher is teaching or preaching. So you got to go in there already knowing what you're getting ready to speak about or teach about or preach about. And that's out here. Even on this internet, you don't just come out here just running your mouth. You just don't come out here just talking just to be talking. You don't come out here just to lie, just to be lying. You don't come out here trying to get your numbers to grow, just to be getting them to grow. When you come and you speak to people, whether you on the internet, off the internet, in church, on the streets, in the store, at the school, wherever you go, and you know that people are looking at you, they are coming to listen to you, or you are in a public place and you are speaking, you have to know that you know what you know. You're going to have people that's going to be asking questions. You're going to have people that's going to be curious. You got people that's gonna come at you just for the hell of it, just to see, are you just talking or do you know? Are you just walking and not lining up with how you talk? You gotta line up the life that you live with how you speak, how you talk, how you carry yourself, because people are waiting for you to slip and slide. When they're not doing all the things that they need to be doing in life, they want to find your faults as well. And people need to understand that's when, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Okay. That's when you know when people are really talking. When they're not afraid to say what they believe in. When they're not afraid to share from their heart. When they're not afraid, they're not trying to think of a quick lie to hold the audience. They're not trying to think of a quick laugh to hold the audience. They're not trying to make nobody cry just to make them feel like they did something. You can tell when people are speaking real and truth and being genuine. And that's what I want around me. And that's what I give. So I just, I get so sidetracked, y'all, when I get to talking about different things, because you just have to know You just have to live. You just have to let live. And you just can't get caught up in anything. You cannot get caught up with anything at Christmas time, before Christmas time, or after Christmas time. You cannot just pretend to be something just to win something, people, places, or things over. You got to let people really be able to relate to what you're speaking of. And when you don't change, and when you just do it and it's a natural thing, then you got a real person. You got somebody that really that been through some things. You got somebody that really can tell you about some things. You got somebody that can really answer maybe a couple of your questions with their heart and not just to pretend like they answering and don't really know what they're talking about. You got some people, even if they say, wait a minute, I got to research that and come back to you. But I'm not going to lead you down a blind path. I'm not going to be something that I'm not. And that brings me back to the beginning of this live and from Sunday. We all need somebody to lean on. We all can stand a shoulder to lean on. We all need people in our corner. But first, make sure you have God be the center of your life. We're not going to be perfect. We're not going to ever be perfect. You know? So, make sure when you choose those shoulders to lean on, when you need a shoulder to lean on, make sure it's a shoulder that you can depend on, that know you, that know all about you. Not somebody you met yesterday and last night. Not somebody you met 2 months ago in the grocery store. Not somebody you met on this internet 2 weeks ago. You got to make sure that you can align yourself up with the right shoulders to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on. But we got to be careful on who we lean on, who we tell all our problems to. Because, see, you go wrong the first place, and the first thing you go wrong when you start disposing everything about you and all your problems to people that you really don't even know. People that know you know the tone of your voice. They know your demeanor. They know who you are. When you're sad and you're trying to hide it and cover it up, they know you're sad. You know, like our parents, you know, my daughters. They can tell me nothing wrong all they want, but I know you. So whether you tell me or not, I still know it's something that's right. And those are the kind of friends you want in your life. People that you know and really know you. You don't want no picker-upper and say, now I have a shoulder to lean on. Now I have an ear. I can tell all. No, don't do that. But you can't ask God to reveal things to you, to feel things out for you, and, you know, and listen. And see, do anybody that's recently coming into your life, you all of a sudden start liking them. Find out, do you have a common denominator? Find out the real purpose. What's the agenda? Do your research before you start telling and acting like you're talking to God. God is the one you tell all about your problems. Even when you don't even want to tell your family members and all of your friends, God is somebody that you can tell all about your problems. And stop taking all these strangers to tell them about your problems when all them got problems themselves. It may not be the problem that you have, but it's the problem that they have. And sometimes people have problems dealing with their own problem. Thank you, Carla, baby. Thank you, Sharon, baby. So that's why I just can't even tell everybody in my family my problem. No. Everybody in my family is not going to ever know all my problems. In my blood family. Because everybody's family just ain't true and real neither. So if you know you got some fake family members, why you don't feel like you can get some fake friends and you tell them all about your problems? See, we have so many people that just want to be stamped and approved. And now, even with the new government, they ain't stamping and approving all the food that we put in our body. And we trust and believe them and eat it anyway. And that's why we come up sick sometimes with all kind of illness. Because we believe what people say, that what we put in our bodies are good. Just because it has USDA, we feel like it's the best thing for us because somebody else said it. But see, as soon as we start believing and trusting in everybody, that's when we fall short. That's when we get sick. Because anybody could put USDA on a package. And anybody can put FRIEND on their forehead. But they don't mean they're your friend. And if you just really need to spill something, talk about something, tell something, cry to something, even after you go to God, most of us have insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, kids care, something. Look on the back of your card and call somebody and set up therapy or counseling service. Play it safe. Protect your feelings and your emotions, because the same thing you cry out to people about and the same thing that you lean on somebody's shoulder about are the same things they're going to kick you down and try to put you in the dirt with it. You know? Say what people want to say about me. I used to have plenty of friends coming up. I was more like a leader, never been a follower. Still not. But I was always a person that people could depend on. And when they tell me things, that's what they told me. I've always had that type of personality. I've always had that type of personality where people say they feel like they can just talk to me. And some of them, I promise to God, they didn't even know me. But they said I look like and I seem like somebody that they can talk to. And God must steer them to the right person. Because they could. They did. And it was left there. And that's the way I am. When I tried to do my Facebook thing, and I had people in my neighborhood, young girls around my daughter and them age, inboxing me, telling me secrets that they hadn't even told their mom, telling me things that was going on in their relationships that they hadn't even told their parents, and asking me could they talk to me. Some of them was my daughter's friends. But do my daughter and them know to this day? No, they don't. Because see, sometimes when people need you and they lean on you, they come to you, it have to be a reason. Because there are many people that come before me and their family. And for them to come outside and they say they feel like they can talk to somebody that they can trust, that means that they are surrounded or have been surrounded by people they feel they couldn't trust. So when people give you that credibility, just from the personality that you have, just from the way they see how you are, without even asking, people be observing you for reasons. You think people don't be paying your attention. People pay your attention, your every move. People either gonna come toward you or they gonna bag off for you. And I've been people come toward me. If it's any that backed off, I can't tell it. If they may have their reasons. But I'd rather for people to be able to come toward me for help than to beg off of me because I don't want to see them get help. So remember, this holiday season, if you need somebody, pray about it. Lean on God. And the only reason why I wouldn't ask people on here, if you feel like you need to talk to me, contact me. If you feel in your heart, you can. But I don't want all that stuff, these people calling about this back end and stuff. See, this is just a little bit different than Facebook, than my people and my family, my friends and my neighbors know about me. On here, I call this right here the little red-eyed devil. That's what I call this app. But see, I'm on here because I feel like I got a place that I control myself. And I can control my environment. But if I make a mistake and stumble, I'm going to fall with everybody and everything else. And I'm not going to do that. But if God places it on somebody's heart and they need to talk to me or want to talk to me about anything, I'm not going to stop it. But I can stop the conversations if it's not that type of conversation that I know that you're supposed to be reaching out to me about. I'm not going to conversate to you with nobody about anything else. But I am here. And I don't supposed to block what God has given me for people. I don't supposed to block when people want to reach out to me for help, if needed. I may not be able to help, but I can probably try to put people in the right directions. But one thing you won't hear if you ever contact me. How did it go? Did it go anywhere? Did it not go anywhere? Was it a false reason you pulled up to talk to me? Because see, when it's not the right reason, I'm not going to be talking anyway. So there won't be nothing for nobody to come out here and say anyway. But she ain't saying that. She said she's not on here for that. She thought I needed her for something else. That's simply done that way with me in real life. So I just feel like people just need genuine conversations. I feel like people just need genuine people in their life because they're so hard to find. They are. There are good people, but just remember, I always put them in prayer. I always ask God to show you, whisper to you, is this the shoulder that I need to be leaning on? Because some of us can dress up like we strong as oxes and just weak to the devil's trick, and they will pull you in it. So I'm asking you all to look closely and carefully. If you ever need somebody during this holiday season or going forward, make sure that you have God in the center of your life, the head of your life. And when it do comes to people that you may need to lean on, talk to, cry with, lean on their shoulders, whatever you need. Put God first. And he will protect you and he will keep you from the devil's trick. But I just tell anybody, if you have not tried crying out to God, I wouldn't cry out to nobody else until after and see what God answers some of your problems. And that just may be a shortcut, a dead end where you don't have to go no farther. We got to start looking to him more and stop looking to people less, especially if they're strangers. You know, sometimes we just line ourselves up, and I say this all the time, to shoulders to lean on, people to talk to when we're in a need or we get caught up in certain situations and circumstances. But the only thing I find wrong with that kind of stuff is, like they say, if you see something, say something. That's true. A lot of people don't because they feel like they're going to be told on when it comes to the law. So they turn a blind eye. They also say, when you do see something, you do witness something, and you trying to stay away from it, or you see the damage that it caused, why would you go and pick up the same thing? Why would you go and open up the same pack that you saw blow up in somebody else's face? Like they say, when you get the money from the bank and you go to, and the ink splash all over you, why would you go pick up people that you see, things that you hear, things that you know and witness? Some things just don't make sense. You can keep yourself from going through heartaches and hardships and hard problems and hard troubles if you would just only use the sense that God gave us. If it walked like a dog, barked like a dog, then it's gotta be a dog. If it meows like a cat, walk like a cat, got a tail like a cat, eat cat food, it's a cat. That's it. If we can use those same scenarios on people, if you see a snake, it acts like a snake, it moves like a snake, it bites like a snake, it rattles like a snake, it sits like a snake, it's a slither like a snake, it'll bite like a snake, you gonna go pick it up and let it wiggle in your face? It's a snake. Let that snake alone. If you're scared of snakes and don't want to kill it, move away. Let it sizzle out your way. And like they say, the best way to get rid of a snake is what? Chop the head off. But you ain't got to worry about chopping the head off, the tail off, the body, or nothing. If you're scared of snakes, don't pick up the snake and play with it. And snakes don't come with shoulders to lean on. A snake don't have a shoulder. That makes sense, right? Have you ever seen a snake with a shoulder? So why would you go and befriend a snake and think you're going to lean on that snake's shoulder? Like I said about my pastor, I just try to break it down to let you all know I'm not just talking. I try to break it down so we all can understand my point of my videos, you know? So when you need a shoulder to lean on, why would you go pick up a snake that you seen that you see that's parsing, that you see that is out to destroy and kill, Kill? You see how it wraps around people and in the end, choke them, you know? But you still want to play with that snake as though that snake don't have the same skin. That snake is a snake, it's a snake. So be careful as you see my video. Everybody needs a shoulder to lean on. Lean on God first, cry out to God first. Your answer may come before you even get to be disappointed by people. Let God be the center of your life this holiday season, as you may find yourself feeling lonely, or you may find yourself feeling, by yourself, or you may feel like, hey, this holiday season just not the same, and I'm sad. You may feel yourself needing something, somebody to lean on. And remember, you're not alone. You're not alone. God is right here with us. He's right here. He's right there. Talk, cry, holler, hug yourself. Know that you're never alone and you don't need any shoulder to lean on. Lean on God first, y'all. It works no matter the situation. It have worked for me. I'm no better than you. So if it worked for me, I got news for you. It can work for you. What you're doing without, if you're doing without anything, remember, He's a supplier of all things. He runs the supply room. Anything you need out that supply room, He has it. Not because somebody told me. It's because I've been in need and still need some things. Still praying. I'm not going to ever give up on nothing because I found out that it works. And if He pulled me through everything else, He going to pull me through whatever else I may be going through. If not now, maybe later, even tomorrow. But He have made me a living witness. And I know if He did it for me, He can do it for anybody else. Because I have not been no better than anybody else. My sin may not have been the same as your sin, but remember, we all sin. We all fall short. We have a forgiving God at Christmas time. We have a forgiving God. My sin has not been lesser. My sin has not been greater than yours. See, there's no elevator to how high my sins go or how low my sins go. We all get that same ride in God's eyes. And we all have to do the same thing to repent and be forgiven. We all do. So we can't be lied to. We can't just be talked to like we bigger and better or no more. And remember, what's on a platter that you serve, and this is very important, what is on a platter this Christmas that you serve, and I'm not talking about the ham and the turkey, the potato salad. I'm not talking about that. Whatever is on the platter that you serve this Christmas, or you serve before Christmas, or you probably plan on or will serve after Christmas, whether it be on a silver platter, a golden platter, a crystal platter, whatever you serve, be careful. Because everybody can go and get a silver, golden, and crystal platter. Everybody can. And what you serve can be also served back to you. And remember, God answers all prayers. Not those old mean, hateful prayers. That don't even have nothing to do with God. But remember the prayers that we pray, whether they are good or bad. Because see, you got two people that answer prayers. You got God and you got the devil. So when you put out prayers for God, God answers prayers. Either you're going to be praying for yourself or others or both. And they can be returned to you. Because when you pray for people, when you praise God, it comes back to you. And the praises come down to you. But when you pray to the devil, and you serving people up, remember, that same devil going to be serving you back too now. So we all have choices. And what I always say, life is all about the choices we make and all about the decisions we make. The circumstances, the outcomes depend on us. So I'm going to end this live. I appreciate you all coming in to listen. I hope this live finds somebody in their home, on their job, in their car. I hope that somebody find this video to be a wholesome, thorough, from the heart video, a wise portion somewhere, a knowledgeable portion somewhere, a loving and caring portion somewhere that can touch the heart or share it to somebody else's heart that can do somebody some good. And when you all do that, y'all remember what Dazz always say. It's not about the numbers. It's all about the message. So I'm going to leave you all sharing. Say thank you all for joining Dazz Speaks Gems, Inspiring and Encouragement. Thank you all so much for joining me. I want everybody to hear that you are loved, you are wonderful, you are uniquely made. We are all the same. Nobody is less, nobody is greater. We're all the same. But we all will be held accountable for our actions. And when things happen, it happens whether it be good or bad. It's from the decisions that we make. And when you know better, you do better. And if you're going to follow anybody, instead of following a group of people, places, or things that's not going to do you no good, follow God. Line up with him a little bit more, like I'm still trying to do. I got a long ways to go, but I'm praying each and every day that I become a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer before time is out. And we never know when that time is going to be. So we all have something to do. We all have something to work on before our days are over, whether it be our individual day or the entire world. But Dazz has some work to still do. Even right now. Even after I feel like I talked and gave each other encouragement video today. But Dazz need prayer as well. Dazz falls short as well. But I try to continue to keep my eyes on the sparrow. I try to stay connected to God, because without him, I would just be gone and lost still. But now I know better. I see better. I do different. I do better. Not just by people, not just by saying I know better to eat this and not eat it. Now I make better. I'm saying I do and know better about life and the experience of not having God in my life versus the experience of having him in my life. And having him in my life outweighs so much more than it did when I didn't have him in my life. So I tried him. I've always tried him, but I'm more wiser. I'm more laid back. I'm more interested in not the people anymore. I'm more in tune to what I need to do to better myself. And as he has given me my divine purpose to keep living through all of my trials and tribulations, my illnesses and stuff, my divine purpose is to make sure that I do better by myself and try to help and encourage my loved ones, my family, my friends, and let them see the joy. Let them see the outcome when you find God and you try to line your life up and you start putting him in the center of your life and your decisions. I want my family to see it. I want my family to know it. I want my family to be encouraged so that they can line up and do the same. because we don't have to be perfect. We just have to do better and gain that relationship with him. So I just want my people, my family, you know, I want all of us, I want all of us to try to do better and get ready for what's to come. Because life is not just here forever. There's something at the end of life, and it's called death. And I just want to keep doing more and more and more good. I want to be able to just lay and have a peaceful smile, a peaceful look on my face, knowing that God know I did all I could do. I worked hard each day to make it in a better place than hell. And I don't want to follow nobody to hell. I don't want to be a part of nothing that's going to take me there. So sometimes you just have to depart and do good. So you have to make up in your mind, what do you want to do? You want people in your family to want to, you know, make a difference too, because they see you trying to be a different. You want to be, you know, you want to be that bigger, better person. So that your young people up under you and your family, they know how to respect you, because what? They see you being respectful. You want them to share and show love, because what? Because you share and show love. You want them to respect their elders. You want the elders to respect people. You want everybody to align up and be more Christ-like, even in the midst of our not being perfect. You just want to do the best that you can be. Hey, Tanya, how you doing, baby? Go back and do that replay. I know you normally do, and thank you so much, and God bless you this holiday season. And you all, I'm going to end this live. I hope you all got something out of this live. Be merry, be blessed. If I don't get a chance to come on tomorrow, you know how Christmas Eve be, and as well as Christmas Day. But if I find a chance, I will come in to say hello. If not, you all have a very, very merry, blessed Christmas this holiday season. Remember that the season is not just to give and go out there and get broke and feel bad because you don't have nothing to give anybody, when all you can give is that love, that heart, that time, that patience, you know, that kind word, that smile, just being in the company of your family and friends. That's good enough. That's good enough. Just go enjoy your family and your friends, and know if you need a shoulder to lean on, try God first before you try enemies, strangers. And if you have friends and you know they have a shoulder that you can lean on, good, because there's not a whole lot. And remember, a snake never had a shoulder for nobody to lean on. So be careful. Be careful. Y'all be careful. Y'all be safe out here. Y'all drive safe if you're going to be drinking. You know, be careful. You know, the police department just got on our news saying they're going to be out here, you know, looking for drunk drivers. They're going to be out here looking for people, you know, in a hurry and running red lights and stuff. And I know, you know, everybody going to be excited, and family and friends and drinking. And I'm going to be having fun with my family and friends as well. But we got to make sure we stay conscious. And if we get overloaded, then we need to get somebody that's going to really, you know, be in control of our vehicles, or stay with your loved ones. Make sure you start your Christmas season out with happiness and try to end it with happiness. And I pray for all the families that's facing those storms tomorrow in California. I pray for everybody that's going through any type of tragedy right here at the time of the Christmas holidays. I pray that we all can start treating each and every day like Christmas, treating each other a little bit better, making better decisions, and understanding that we all can stand. Dazz, everybody, we all can do better in some things in our life. We know our situations. We just got to be true to ourselves. And you always have to be true to yourself before you can be true to anybody else. But you know, you ever had anybody that double-cross themselves? Now you're dealing with some danger. And double-crossing yourself meaning that you can make promises to yourself, what you're not going to do anymore. You can make promises to yourself. You can make promises to God, what you're not going to do. You're going to do better. I promise this, I promise that. And most people do that when they find themselves up in a situation, right? And they don't just wait till the New Year's resolution. They do this all through the year. I promise I'm not going to do this no more. I promise you I'm going to put this behind me. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. And they turn around and they double-cross themselves. Beware. If they could double-cross themselves, what you think they can do to you, be careful. People think after they speak, and then they react only to what they, you know. So, I'm just trying to tell everybody, if you want peace, try to hang around peace more. You know, if you want honesty, try to hang around honesty more. That's all I'm saying. You get what you give, you get where you are, you get just what you want sometimes. So y'all remember this live, share it. I really thank everybody for joining me tonight. Dazz Speaks Gemz. If I don't come back, you all have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll keep you all in my prayers. And I pray that everybody enjoy your family and friends with laughter, with love, with God. Pray together, stay together. That's the key. I'm going to end this live like I always do by saying, I love you, you, and you. And don't even know you, but because God is love, I can love you all. And that's why I do. Until next time, y'all take care. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas. I love you all. Good night.